One by one they drop off, yeah.
One by one.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that would be creepy. I do want to see that movie, kind of. Slightly tempted.
I only saw the trailer, and I'm like, nope, that's everything I needed to see.
Hello, Internet, by the way. If you are watching this later on in the VOD or anything, or if you're watching this right now, I don't know if you jump in that quick, but good on you for being here right now, this soon. Because I literally just clicked that button. If you're watching this later on, you'll see we have a different camera setup. Roll20 hates us today, so this is the camera. Well, it's been hating us for the last couple of days. So this is the camera setup we currently have, because we gotta see all these faces, man. I need this, so hopefully this doesn't completely glitch out. It will if anybody joins or drops this call. My cameras will go to hell, so you will see some major glitches. Anybody watching this, very cool. Are you guys ready to jump back in? Let's get. What is this happy music going on here? We don't want any of that.
I don't need any of that.
No happiness happening here for us. Let's get our intro narration music going. Oh yeah. Very good, very good. So, my friends, we are jumping back into a game we haven't been in about a week. The events of last episode our last episode were pretty all over the place. Well, I wouldn't say pretty all over the place. There was just a lot that happened. I'm going to give you guys a quick summary. I know I haven't done an old man intro in a while, but I haven't had time to write out my narration for that. So we're just going to do a quick recap. A giant explosion racked Troll Skull Alley, blew out all the brand new windows in your Adventurers Guild, and murdered people in the streets. The dead were littered all among the cobblestone of what was once the peaceful ward of the north, and you guys proceeded to investigate Solma with two new members of your crew, one Keeling Gorgon and another Pyre Zeal, two other Genasi who had joined into your clan, into your Adventurers Guild. You pulled each of them to your side and began to investigate the situation. You guys found a couple of clues after investigating the bodies and talking to witnesses. Apparently, what had happened was a puppet man with no strings had thrown something down into a crowded cafe where drama had already started. Three dark-cloaked men started to chase down and approach this single gnome with a dagger in his hand, running for it, evidently towards your tavern. Well, not tavern, your Adventurers Guild, rather. / tavern, because it's still in there. The explosion from the puppet man had then killed everybody involved. You guys continued to investigate this. You also found out that somebody had survived the explosion and was limping away, but you weren't able to quite chase that person down. You had to turn around, come back as the city guard began to just sort of close in on the area, and actual investigators from the Magistrate of Protectors, the sort of magical guild of Waterdeep, came in to kind of deal with the situation, to be the Inquisitors. And you were questioned by them. One Barnabas Blastwind and his teammate, his partner in crime. Gosh, what was his name? It was like it's not Crowley, because that's a devil from a different game that I'm thinking of. Let me find Fireball here. It'll be in here. Let me see here. What's happening here after the blast? Give me that Barnabas Blastwind. It's Cromley, Seth Cromley. Yeah, these two individuals then question you, mostly Barnabas Blastwind, giving you some information about what he believes was happening. Everything in the investigation seems to be centered on this gnome that was running towards your Adventurers Guild for whatever reason, heading that way, putting you guys kind of as minor suspects. in the investigation. He had revealed some more information that the individual, some that you already had, that the individual was carrying a bag filled with gems, but inside that bag was a tinier bag with the symbol of the Xanathar on it, and nothing inside. He had deduced that this individual may have stolen something that from the Xanathar that the Zentarum wanted. And he did, that's the one bit of information he did give you guys that you didn't catch. He was being chased by Zentarum. So the gang wars of Waterdeep are somehow involved with what happened here. A guess I think it was already made by somebody in the party. Because I believe they even asked him, does he think that the gang wars are involved? And he said he's not ruling it out. After the sort of whole interrogation was completed, he highly suggested that you all take no further steps in investigating this, to leave it up to the watch and not endanger yourself here up on the streets. No blood on the streets, as they always say. Keep the blood below the streets. And Solma, you withheld some information that you got from Trench, the local detective who you caught in an alleyway on the way back to the crime scene. You know that this person sort of brought up there was a puppet man with no strings. The Temple of Gond holds a festival every year showing off their inventions, and there are puppet men with no strings in those very parades. Giving you this crucial piece of information that the investigator Blastman did not have. You have a leg up and decided to go against the word of the law here and take matters into your own hands. Take fate, rather, into your own hands. After dealing... There was a minor thing with your friends getting arrested, and it was all sort of blown over as, like, well, they were running from the crime. They were still trying to chase down the one guy, but that was already dealt with. Your friends are no longer in chains. And it was at that point that the next day you decided all to take off towards the Temple of Gond to begin your investigation, to find out what exactly happened here and how does it involve you guys. Why was this gnome coming to you, you know? And that's where we left off. I believe we were right at the Temple of Gond, and I'm going to describe that scene, but I have something else I want to do beforehand.
Ooh.
Before you take off this day, and I feel like we need different music for this.
Breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast. Pyre during breakfast. Let me get some decent music here for this. Let's do, because I got all this stuff to work recently. Trying to think of some decent music. The guitar. I like this. Yeah. That should play. It might be a little low. There we go, yeah. Cool. Yeah, Pyre, as he finished his breakfast, Solma, I am going to be busy this afternoon. I will not be able to follow you on the Inquisition to the Temple of Gond. I have a friend that I need to see that I think will be able to offer me more information. Perhaps if we split up the footwork for a short period of time at least, then maybe we would discover the meaning of all of this.
I agree. Well, I wish you good luck.
And he just says, "How do I look?" And he pulls back his hair.
Someone just like looks at him like, "You're dashing."
He looks over to Keeling. Do you agree?
I mean, yes, dashing, just nice.
Good. I need to investigate some of the higher class. I want to make sure that I look good. Well, I thank you for the breakfast. Have a great afternoon. I'm off.
You as well.
And he's gone. He's gone. He's completely gone. So you begin to head out the door, Solma, with Keeling at your side. Keeling, this is like your moment, your chance for some one-on-one.
Oh my gosh!
Solma, you open the door and you are struck immediately. Not with any kind of physical fist or damage or anything. It's not of the physical realm. You are struck with a blast from the past. You see on your doorstep someone you knew quite a long time ago. Joshua, could you introduce your character for me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So standing before you is a monk dressed in long flowing robes, holding a staff, and he's shaven up top, and his eyes are gray, no color, very very thin. He's got kind of a grizzled face from long years of training. His sun-tanned skin, and he doesn't speak. But as he sees you open the door, he gives you a bow.
And this is where I'm gonna step in real quick into your mind, Michaela. Real quick. You remember the silent monk Feng from your time at the Temple of Istus. You have not seen another member of your order other than your sister since you left, and yet here someone is. I want to ask you, Josh, what does Solma remember about you? You remember a lot about her.
Yes. If I recall, you came in to the temple at a later time. I probably would have been there before you. Very good at calligraphy. So if you were ever in any sort of calligraphy, whether you were learning or being instructed by someone, you would have spotted him there. Yep. So calligraphy is a thing. I believe we are of the same monk teachings as well.
You are of the same master, Master Namu.
Yep.
Namu. Okay.
Yeah, that's your name, Michaela. You wrote down your master's name.
Mm-hmm.
I almost forgot about that.
Yeah,
You
Namu.
read my presentation. Aw,
Master
thank
Namu.
you. Okay.
Yeah, you both served under the same master. Personality-wise, was Feng kind? Was he shy? Like, what would just to give Solma and Michaela a feeling of just knowing you a little bit better? What was his personality type?
Stern, dutiful, but understanding.
Gotcha.
Never spoke. It's always through gestures or whether he's writing stuff down or.
Excellent. I love it. So,
That's true.
Solma, I'm gonna give you a chance to come in here. Do you want to insert any kind of memory you have of Feng? You have full creative freedom here with what he's presented. And I'm sure he trusts you. Is there any kind of relationship you had with him that you remember? Any kind of moment that you remember? Anything you want to ad-lib into his own backstory right now? Because this is somebody from your past.
I think because also Selma is pretty creative, she likes to do woodwork, also painting, so maybe they would spend like their off training duties just trying to express what they're seeing in their fate, sharing their ideas, like what is their purpose of being there, and if they're ever if they will ever find it. And then when she had her vision of leaving the temple, maybe he was the one to encourage her to maybe go, being like, yes, this is your chance, go.
Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yeah, please.
I just want to say, because you do calligraphy, Martina, a character who's dead, totally vandalized your shit often.
Oh, man. Oh, that's
So just to mess with you, because you never talked. So
Nice.
yeah.
Okay.
And so
love it.
Solma had to clean that up on occasion, like clean up the situation after Martina left her signature.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
I love it so much. Also something to enter in here, because now, like, this was just us digging into the past a little bit. This is all like that moment, just coming at Solma all at once, like, oh my god, it's Feng. And I'm pronouncing it correctly, right? Josh,
Yeah.
cool.
It's traditional Chinese, so it's gonna look kind of weird.
There's immediately this connection. They're just sort of staring at each other for the first couple seconds, and Keeling, I think you look and you're just like, Same clothes. Same. No! You've lost your chance to be alone with the guild master.
No! I don't like him.
It's like this inner monologue of no.
I think Soma will like first like her eyes will get wider. She will bow down, of course, to him, but also she will come into like a big hug, like seeing somebody because she lost just Martina and a familiar face. It's really she needed that.
I've never been hugged by her.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm Fung. What are you doing here? I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
He's got a note that he hands you.
Okay.
And on
So,
it says,
what are you doing? What are you doing here?
I'm killing. A bit quieter right now, please. I will
Oh,
explain
okay,
later.
I'll be quiet.
Thank you.
on it is written.
I read it.
Yep. Istis has told of a great loss and sent me to find you in your time of need.
Okay. Soma. Soma will look at it and you just see, like, it's like pure sadness in her eyes, maybe slightly like glossier. And she looks at Fang and being like, Martina, she is not with us anymore. She has been taken from me, and I couldn't stop it.
His expression turns grim and he clasps you on the shoulder. Understanding.
But it's nice to see you. She is buried right here at I'm a guild master now, which is not what I expected, and I'm just trying to follow the signs and figure out why did I have to lose my sister for this. It's good to see you.
He nods.
I'm gonna cry. Sorry.
Yeah, perhaps we get a scene at the grave of Martina. You remember Fung, the little Soma, who ran around trying to prove herself as more than a monk. Well, as a monk for sure, but in a style that was just not fitting the monk life. Soma took to it so much better, but you remember her messing with your calligraphy, you remember with her being a pain in the butt, but you knew how much she meant to Soma, and you can see in the state that Soma is in now, and you can sense it immediately. Vengeance fills her heart. And perhaps this is indeed what Istis has sent you here to do. To help her rid herself of this vengeance by getting it. I'm putting these thoughts into your head. You can accept them or not accept them. I am only your conscience.
Great.
Ah, yes. My conscience. So are we at the grave?
You're at the grave.
Okay. He's going to lean his staff against the tree nearby and reach into his pack and pull out a small bowl with some incense. And he will burn it and bow deeply in front of the tombstone and hold there for a few moments.
Yeah.
And pay his respects.
You remember the practices of Istis very well, Soma, and it's good to see them in being executed at such expertise.
Yeah. I think for finally having somebody who knows what we learned at the temple, I will join him. And I can imagine just killing in the background being like...
Just like, I can bow to.
Oh yeah, no, I'm like, if Soma reacts positively to anything that the new monk is doing, I'm just like...
Just like, what, doing it all? And it's a lot of like, stop.
Soma is slightly amused. She's not used to a younger almost sibling-like personality to be actually trying to do what she's doing.
Yeah. Oh my god. To actually be following, doing what you wish Martini would have done. Oh man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think after this scene concludes, yeah, I don't want to put too many words in your head or too many like actions, but I am the reason for pushing everything along. There, I'm imagining in my head, and stop me if you think I'm wrong. There has to be some moment where Fung is just kind of like looking to you, Soma, like, all right, well, what are we doing? What do you need? Like, this is what I'm here for. Would that be right, Josh?
Yeah, it just he's just present.
He's present.
Not,
yeah.
There's no not urging you to do anything, not writing anything down that's, you know.
Yeah, not
like
urging
that. So
you to do anything, but Soma, would
he's there to support.
To support. Would you inform him about everything that you are doing right now?
Of course, after we are done with everything and Killing's doing it, I'm almost slightly amused by that. In a more serious manner, she turns to Fung and she's like, she will tell him like how Martina died, by who she died, and that this new accident that happened might be involved with the people that were a cause of death of Martina, as well as the vision that she had about the girl that she was supposed to also follow, Ridaro, that she needs to see why was this explosion, who's the puppet man, and to see if it's all connected, because it seems like Istis is just throwing this chaos and death around her to see something that she's not seeing yet. Yes. I wish I could speak cooler. I'm too excited to act.
You're totally fine. During this whole spiel while you're like informing him, I did hear Kristen chime in for a second. Does Keeling say something?
Oh. Keeling's just like, after a while, she's just like, hey, so how long does this take? We had a mission. No, take your time. We got a mission. Okay.
Yeah, you have impatient Keeling over here. Just like, come on, I gotta prove myself. Come on, let's go.
Well, right. I was about to be second in command, and here comes this silent asshole, and he's gonna take over my spot, okay?
I love this idea that you're talking to me in the clouds. Like, it's just like,
this guy right here.
Sorry. That's so good.
I love it.
Very cool. So, Fung, a chance for you to respond after hearing this whole thing. What would you do?
I kind of, after she's done explaining, she'd kind of sit there and absorb it for a moment, and he would take out some parchment and scribe some things with a quill to keep these things noted down, and he would clap it into a leather journal and put it in his pack. Yeah. Alright. Nothing.
Just looking to her.
He's a very mellow person. Yeah. He doesn't react.
That's so
he's
cool.
He's a monk. He's a monk. He's very, very even keel. He's not going to.
After you have everything, I'm just imagining you settling and looking at her like, well, what's next? I mean, that's just
lots of nods, bows.
Yeah.
Maybe some hand gestures. Yeah, stuff like that. So.
Soma is in a similar manner, but because Michaela is a really excitable person, she has a hard time acting the person. So also in a calm manner, she explains it, and
yeah.
He has the demeanor. Yes. So we are all clear because I want to dance right now.
I think our next scene then would be back where we left off, my friends. Let's change the music up because things are a little bit different. Let's get that Waterdeep music day going.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep. So let me throw this description at you guys one more time, just to refresh you all with what happens. The House of Inspired Hands looks like a cross between a temple and a workshop. The symbol of Gond, a toothed cog with 4 spikes, is displayed prominently even in the actual structure of the building itself. It literally resembles a cog. a massive one. You see the silhouette of a humanoid shape perching on the rooftop, a puppet without strings. It extends an arm, releasing a tiny metal sparrow into the sky. The bird does a few loops in the air, then veers right towards you. You can see the puppet man reaches for it as if he lost grasp, and then watches to see what happens. I said before that he ducked away, but he does not do that. He watches to see what happens. I would like you all to roll initiative.
All right.
So let's... Wait, don't do it yet. No, don't touch it. I have to clear the old one. And now you can. Sorry, I hate when I leave old initiatives up there, and then I'm like, wait, which one is yours?
Mind if you deliver my token to the board, friend?
You are right here.
Let me find my token. Let's see.
Are you guys on the correct... Oh, you're not. I'm so sorry.
No.
The music's gonna change.
Ooh.
Nice, okay.
We use all of the Cowboy Bebop OST.
Yes, I can appreciate 100% of that.
Waterdeep Music Day, sweet. Yeah, if you cover over your token, you should get the same little initiative button.
Same button,
yeah.
okay,
Yep.
Gotcha.
Very, very cool. We got it. And then I'm going to roll. Oh wait, yeah. I think my thing tells me what initiative I have. Yep, initiative count 10. Cool. Mechanical Sparrow. And it's gonna be on...
I see Antrang has dropped all of his money, apparently.
That's stuff he got last time. We have a very cool character for Antrang in Lord Narcissus, being that he just sort of sleeps and wakes up where the party is a lot of the time. And it's just really awesome. Keeling, you're the very first to act. In fact, all of you will be able to act. This thing is soaring down towards you. It's 60 feet away from you guys.
Wow.
This is my chance! Yes! Okay.
What'd you like to do? It's in the air, 60 feet up, too. It's diving towards you.
Shit, I didn't get ground animal, did I? Ugh, crap, okay.
Well,
That's
it's
okay.
metal. It's not live, I think.
It's not
That
a lot.
is
It
okay.
is a mechanical.
Hold on, I need to quickly read. Shit.
You said it's 60 feet from us?
60 feet from you, yep.
Catapult? What is catapult?
Catapult lets you
send out a projectile?
Yeah, you take something and you can huck it.
Okay, so, I'm going to, like,
What do you
grab a stone, not a tiny pebble, but, like, a decent-sized stone that would fit in the palm of your hand. And I'm just gonna get that bird out of the sky.
Okay, yeah, let's make an attack with the... I believe it is an attack roll with catapult. If you click it, it should give you that, I believe. I've never had anyone use catapult before. It is a puppy.
No, that's at what level? Let's do level 1. Oh, sorry, this is my doge.
Oh, it has to make a dexterity saving throw. Okay,
Leela!
This is Layla.
cool.
Okay,
Hey, kitty!
Tom, she's not happy.
Aw.
It makes it. It immediately. You're under attack by more than just this bird. There's a dog. No, it immediately veers to the side and out, and like it is like out of the way, and it's still barreling towards the party. Did you want to move around or anything? Did you want to duck?
Yeah, I totally don't want to be in its way. Yeah, I just duck. Yep, I duck. No, I don't scatter because I can't be afraid in front of her. I'm gonna duck.
Yeah, you're gonna duck. It's coming down very fast. And I think it's not a sparrow. I think it's one of those. I think it's a hummingbird. So you can see it has that point to it, right at the very end.
Yeah.
Fung, what would you like to do?
So seeing it come down, I'm going to move 40 feet.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend a key point and Step of the Wind and dash the rest of the distance.
Just so you know, it is up in the air.
It is? Okay.
60 feet. 60 feet
where,
up.
so is it traveling over me or is it coming down?
So if you look at my camera, here are you guys. It is 60 feet out, 60 feet up. So
okay. Can I see where it's coming from? Is it coming toward us?
Yeah, it's coming right at you guys.
Okay, maybe I'll hold position then.
Do you want to do the dodge action? Yeah, that's up to you.
I'm gonna hold an action. I'm gonna hold an attack with my quarterstaff until it gets in reach.
Okay, yeah. Are you standing like in front of Soma? Like, where are you in the air? You're just gonna stay next to everybody.
Probably right next to Soma. I'm gonna take a stance with the quarterstaff.
Okay.
Waiting until it comes within melee range.
Soma, what would you like to do?
Yeah.
I'm thinking. First, I wanted to see if I can maybe stop with my Genasi powers, like control it just to like stop it in the air to see if I can bring it up and down.
Yeah, it would have to make.
But
a
I'm not
save.
sure if it'll work.
You could try. You could try to like make it levitate and like get rid of its momentum. It would make a save against your ability though, and that would be the one time you get to use it today.
Yeah, we'll try that. I'm just not sure how to do it again. Let's see.
So what it is it's the levitate spell. Essentially, it's basically that. So if I click on the levitate spell, it's a range of 60 feet, so it would just be whatever your save is, and the save on your character should be, for this one in particular, should be, I think we had it written down. This was your levitate ability. I believe it is charisma based. I think.
Oh shoot.
For Genasi. I don't have the Genasi stuff up right now because it's not on here, but I think it is charisma based because you yourself as a monk don't have a DC, and any kind of racial should be based on that. Let me just look here. Shelter of the Faithful, Key, Fear blows, Patient Defense, Step of the Wind, Deflect missiles, open hand technique. Yeah, none of these are your racial abilities. So I would say it is a 11 that it has to get. Yeah, it's a DC 11 because it's 10 plus your proficiency plus your charisma, which is -1. So it brings it down from a 12 to an 11. So it's going to try to make a roll to resist. And I'm going to say, with levitate, I think it's isn't it like a wisdom save? Just a quick peek here.
Sorry, Ed. I should have prepared myself better.
No, you're okay. Unwilling Constitution saving throw. Very cool. It doesn't matter because this thing. Yeah, we're fine. It does not make it. All right, you completely knock it off course, Soma, with that wind. As the levitation hits, the magic sinks in from your natural ability, and it's just skews off to the side and just smashes into the pavement, and bits and pieces of it go shattering all over the ground.
Ooh.
All over the ground. The thing is utterly destroyed.
That's why she's the coolest.
And as it is completely annihilated, it doesn't look to have anything nefarious attached to it. But you look up back to the roof and you see the puppet with no strings, this humanoid creature. Immediately look down. It puts its hands on its head like this, and it ducks down into like a doorway and goes into the building. It runs the minute it sees. You see its hand go up like this, and then it ducks into the building and disappears into the Temple of Gond. What do you guys do?
Reflexively, I immediately run in there. No thinking, just sprinting.
All right, you start running. What are the rest of you?
Where you're sprinting? Sorry, I didn't hear.
I'm sprinting
into the temple. What are you guys doing?
I guess we should follow because we don't want to split the party.
Yes.
Not a good idea.
While we're running towards Keeling, am I able to maybe... I know. You know what? Let's leave the bird on the floor. It's fine. We're going after Keeling because she doesn't know what she's maybe doing or getting herself into.
So we immediately see Keeling running towards the massive open doors to the cog-shaped building that is the Temple of Gond, the House of Inspired Hands, as it is called by many in Waterdeep. You guys, following shortly after, will find that there's no resistance at the door, there's no guards, there's nothing like that. The Temple of Gond is an open community space. People are allowed to come and go as they wish. There are literally no doors built into it. It's just an arch that enters you inside of the building proper. As you step in, you immediately find yourself faced with a massive circular courtyard. You've all sort of run in. As you enter the area, you see that it is this huge open space. At its very center are a few pillars that seem to hold like a couple of inventions of Gond that are sort of being like hailed on the windboard. You know what I mean? Like they're up in the very center of the of this huge circular courtyard. And when you look up, you see that the ceiling is open. The building doesn't have a solid ceiling, but it is all glass. It is a wonderful vision of glasswork that it spreads all the way across this sort of massive courtyard. And then as you guys step in, and I think you're disoriented for just a moment, Keeling, as you rushed in, you sort of stop and look and see that around you aren't other walls. They're literally what look to be cut out, open, like you can literally see inside the many workshops and buildings. It's like you're looking inside a house in The Sims kind of situation. You have cut out and can see all the parts of the building exposed before you, but they're turning slowly in the cog. All of these rooms are spinning around you. There are tons of people in the courtyard moving along. You can see priests of Gond wearing the various golds and reds of a Gondish like priest garments. The gear symbol is exposed everywhere, along with any kind of mechanical designs are everywhere around. And you can see a section for forgers. You can see a section for glass blowing, tailoring, anything that can involve craft. It falls under the purview of the Forge Lord Gond. This is their way of worshiping. And if you had any, this is basic knowledge of Gond that you guys would have. To worship Gond is to work, to create. And that is what you see around you, this massive community area. And I would like all of you to make a perception check.
Okay. That's me, by the way. That's the art of
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Very cool.
Perception.
Yeah, everybody drop me a perception check. Oh, it's
started off strong. Hell yeah.
Fung,
I'm struck by the amazing thing. Oh my god.
You knew immediately these buildings aren't moving. The floor is what's moving. The floor is moving, and it makes it feel as though the walls of the building are what are moving around you. It takes you a while to catch it, Soma. Keeling, you got under the 9. You got the 9, so you're just like, everything's moving around me. It's very slow.
What's going on?
But it's moving. Yeah, you're kind of just hit with this gorgeous, beautiful temple, and this way of worshiping that might be foreign to some of you. What do you guys do? If you stand around for a while, you will be addressed by a priest within a couple of minutes, but you do see at the very center of the courtyard is what looks to be the inventions that are held highest for the week. They're on these pillars that are spinning with the floor as well, each one on a different pillar. Each one looking a little bit more interesting than the last. That is a point of interest. But if you sit in this courtyard for a minute or two, you will be addressed by a priest. What would you guys like to do?
With my perception check, do I see where the automaton that attacked us went?
You have a general idea of the location looking on the inside of these walls and stuff, especially with that perception check you got. You got a good idea of where he has to be at. You could probably corner it down to about 10 chambers.
10 chambers?
10 different chambers on the southern side. Like the way you guys came in, he was right above the entrance.
I was gonna tap Selma on the shoulder, and I'll point at those 10 chambers that I can assume.
I'll nod and I'll just pat Keeling like, let's go.
Keeling,
okay.
You're caught off guard for a moment as your eye catches all of this, but then focuses on one of those inventions on the pillar. You see a 4-foot-tall working model, beautiful metal and wood ingrained in it, of a clock tower that rings at the top of every hour, and it's ringing right now with a beautiful song. It is made of wood, iron, bronze, glass, with brass bells and delicate hands formed from solid gold. A beautiful work of art. And you wonder, how could someone even make that?
I take a few steps towards it, completely distracted.
That's when you probably get the hand from Salma.
Oh! Where? I stare back. As she like starts pointing, I look at the clock again. I'm like, what? Where?
We can come back after we're done here. Yes, we can make it happen
okay.
nice. This is a pretty cool place. Yes, Killing, I know. Let's go.
Yeah, you turn.
So cool.
You turn to go over to those chambers, but before you can get to any of the many stairways that are interlaced between the blocks the blocks of buildings and shops that are kind of going past you, or not shops, it would be work, what is it called? Workshops. They are shops. Before you're able to get to any of those stairs, you're cut off. You're stopped by a person wearing you immediately see those garments, those priestly garments. How can I help you? And you look up and see a dragonborn priest of the bronze ancestry. She looks quite put together. She wears the garments. They're exquisitely clean. The bronze matches and almost just sort of like it boosts the colors of the garments. And she says, "You seem new here. Welcome to the Temple of Gond. We have many workshops. Were you interested in a class, or was there a reasoning for your visit today?"
Maybe for a class some other time, but right now we have been... I'm not sure if you were really attacked by one of your inventions here, and we want to see who created that thing.
Her eyes widen, and her sort of, like, complete put-togetherness goes away really quick. She says, "An invention from here?"
Yes.
What did it look like?
It looked like a bird.
A bird?
And it had a puppet. Not so happy puppet.
Nim! And she yells, you hear her yell up towards the area, and she's like, "I am so sorry. Did whatever he made, did a bird, did it hurt you? The temple will do it. If you were harmed, we will do..."
No, it didn't even get close. She swatted it out of the air like it was like a fly. She was like, and then it was like, and she was like, yeah.
Thank God. Oh, thank God. Says, "I'm so sorry. I have some words for that automaton." And she seems really upset. What do you guys do? I promise you, he is no real trouble. He just ends up making these things, and he, I don't even know why I called it he. It's an it. Is there, sorry, repercussions? Perhaps maybe a free class or something I can offer you?
Do you have anything in woodworking?
We do. We have many classes in woodworking, if that would interest you, as long as you're not going to report any issues with Nim. She looks up there, says, I will have to go up and speak to him.
Well, we want to know if your class is an evil puppet making class, because Nim has been bad.
Bad? How so?
We came here because we have some No, we might think that maybe one of your students have been involved in one of the accidents that happened recently.
One of our students?
Maybe.
Nim
I'm
does not
sure.
involve himself with any students. He stays in it stays in its workshop. And it's...
Oh, not very well.
It is I don't know if you've ever heard of this. It is a nimble right. A creature given an autonomous... a machine given life by a Lantanese wizard, one of our many members that left it here. Nim is a bit exquisite in that a little bit of extra magic was put into him to give him quite the personality. And he has caused a couple of pranks and issues around, but he's not involved with the students. What evil are you speaking of?
Isn't blowing people up evil?
Blowing people up? Excuse me?
Maybe we should talk privately.
No, let's blowing people up.
Yes.
Would you follow me, please?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay.
And she starts to lead you up these stairs. You start to make your way into the building proper. You step into one of the sort of rotating stairways that goes by slowly along with the many workshops, and you step up into the inside, into the device that surrounds you. This building is very much a device. And let's change the music a little bit. To inquisitive. Yeah, you guys, let me see, make sure that's audible. Should be. You might have to turn it up a little bit to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, you make your way up a long set of stairs, all the way up into what seems to be an attic area, away from most of the shops. This is where we keep him. He is a bit of a troublemaker, but we haven't had any issues so far. If you say that that something blew up, how do you know that it's... How do you know that it's Nim?
We are not sure if it's exactly him. We just heard that a puppet man has thrown something, and then the explosion happened that you probably heard about near the, I don't know what's the district called.
The North Ward.
Right there. Sorry.
There is, I mean, we are in the, where is the House of Inspired Hand? Sits in the corner. It's in the C Ward. We are very far from there. Nim has never left this place. He can't. His source of magic is here. What makes him what he is. If he were to leave, he would become little more than something that wanders around and takes orders. He wouldn't have the personality he does now. He's afraid of leaving. Yeah. A puppet man. It's like, oh, Nim, what have you gotten yourself into? And she's like, keep following me. And you come to a door, a singular door that seems completely closed. She steps up and goes to reach for the handle and stops and goes, what? And she looks down, and you can see the handle has a huge, intricate lock on it. Well, this was not here last time I was up here. Boom, boom, boom. Nim! Open this door now! She's moving. Where are the keys to this, Nim? This is what you get when you make a thing able to invent. That wizard. And she says, she's opening it. Nim! And she's slamming it, and she's getting no response. And she's just like, well, he's obviously knows that he's in trouble, so I'm already assuming that he is guilty. Blowing people up? We cannot have this. And she says, if it was to be known that we were holding something here that was hurting people, we would get in a lot of trouble. This has to be sorted out. Can you do anything about this? You have come to the temple. Are any of you inventors? I am. I do a woodworking class. I'm not really good with the metals.
Maybe he wasn't the one who blew people up, and I don't know.
Says I don't know of any other Nimblewrights in the city. If you saw one and it caused an explosion, Nim is going to have to answer some questions.
I am not really... I'm a woodworker as well, and maybe some painting, but...
Oh, it's good to know the fellow... one of the craft. If you wish to attend one of my classes, but not right now. Can any of you do anything about this? Or maybe, perhaps, Nim knows that I get very angry with him. Maybe one of you can talk to him through the door? Tell him why you're here?
I think I can shatter the lock.
Then do it.
Please do so. And she steps past. We will get a new door. Yeah.
Get up.
Nim, you're going to want to stand back. We are forcing the door open because you are being a child.
And then I clap my hands together and cast Shatter.
Yeah, roll the damage. Roll the damage.
There we go.
It gets doubled for objects too.
Oh, sweet.
So let's see that. Let's see it.
Okay, and so then it's... Oh, it rolled damage automatically.
Oh, cool. So it's 24. Boom! A blast goes off. And the minute it goes off, I think you can see Since you've backed far enough away to probably be back near the shops, we see this individual who has I think I had her introduce herself. If she didn't now, she does. Valletta is my name. Sorry. She'll look over to these others, say, no problem, just dealing with Nim. At which point most people just they go explosion, and then when they hear Nim, they just go back to work immediately. They'll go back, and the door is shattered, and beyond it is a dark chamber. Do you guys enter in?
Heck yeah!
Maybe I'll just stop killing for a few seconds, and I'm like, is there a light source that we can use first? I don't feel good about this.
She takes one of the lamps off the wall, all completely covered in... It's completely styled to be like a Gondish lamp and gear. She turns a single nozzle and 4 little lights. Lamp up, sis, would one of you like to hold this?
Sure.
Alright, yeah, you can take it in your hand. It's light as a feather. Yeah, it's got all these metals, but from whatever it's made from, you probably notice she says it's electrum, and it's light as a feather, and nice. But it seems to hold really well. You enter into this attic chamber, one of the highest floors. Just probably was once a storage place for tools and other goods and materials, but has been, and those are still here, kind of shoved to the side, but it's very much attic, very much low ceiling, very much like wood, and what stone there is. It doesn't seem very cleaned up, but you see that a lot of the materials and older goods have been sort of stashed to the side. This place still being used as storage, and a makeshift workshop exists in here, but it's a mess. You see tools and bits and pieces. Nim seems to use what people discard for his own creation. You do not see anyone in the room. The room is completely, I think we see some sunbeams coming into the darkness. The light is sort of the lamp you are holding, Solma, is illuminating the room, but you can see just this massive mess of a workshop, pieces and doohickeys everywhere, covering everything, springs and cogs. It is a massive, and there's also papers all over the wall, like designs and inventions and all kinds of things, but you can see a lot of them are just scribbled with a very unsteady hand. And as you step in, you can sort of hear the floorboards creak in places where there are floorboards, and we can hear Valletta, Nim, come out. We know you are up here and you are hiding. Come out. And nothing happens. Do any of you... She taps her foot and she says, I try my best not to be aggressive with him. Do any of you want to try to make a charisma check to entice this individual out? Or some other tactic?
I wish I was charismatic.
Yeah, me neither.
I can... Hey, Nim! And do you want me to make a persuasion check?
Yeah. You can make it with advantage, as Valletta is urging Nim to comply. Nim, these people are here for you. No one's going to hurt you. We just want to ask you some questions.
No hurting. We just want to talk.
Persuasion.
Not at all about things that might get us blown up
you
or
clicked
dismantled or...
You clicked perception. Go ahead and roll again for persuasion.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Oopsies. Not about getting dismantled or, because you blew people up or stuff. We're not making assumptions, but you probably
He does not come out, at which point she's like, will you all help me search?
Sure.
Yeah, it doesn't take too long, maybe 10, 20 minutes, as you guys move things out of the way before one of you, and I will go, it'll be Fung number 1, Solma number 2, and Keeling number 3. We'll find him. It'll be Keeling. You move some boxes out of the way, and you see one of these things. Let me give you a picture of what a Nimblewright looks like. There you go. You see this small mechanical man. He's not wearing any of these clothes. He's completely just bare. Well, I think he has like a apron on, like a work apron, and he's just shivering and looking up at you with his empty, gaping sockets.
Oh, poor little thing. It's okay. You're not an abomination of nature. Come here.
Yeah, you find him. At which point Valletta's right behind him. Nim, come out. We found you. Game of hide and seek is over. And he slowly makes his way out and shakes and kind of stumbles, and he looks like he's like in need of repair in some places, but he neglects himself. He doesn't repair himself, but he has all these inventions everywhere. He just sort of like makes his way out and like sort of crawls his way out. He's got his hands close. He's very Hunchback of Notre Dame looking. Yeah. She says, well, ask your questions. He knows sign language.
Oh, then Mr. Mysterious can talk to him.
I can attempt to communicate with him through sign language.
Yeah, do you know it?
I don't think so.
I mean, you can if you want to, but if you don't think your character knows it.
I mean, I'm a hermit. I don't think that really gives me anything.
It's up to you, yes or no.
I don't think there's anything I can...
Neat.
Is that what mute people do? They just stare at each other all day?
Not usually killing.
They're just staring at each other right now.
He doesn't look confused. He's not really doing anything. I have a -1 charisma, so...
I mean, yeah, you're not really doing anything, at which point we'll say, I don't think your friend knows sign language. You can speak, he can hear you, and he will be able to respond. Nim says, Nim, respond, at which point he'll just say, I'm sorry, and he'll do the whole thing. He just says, she says, stop, Nim, stop, Nim, stop.
Nim. Sorry.
Okay, hey, Nim.
Can I provide Nim with parchment and quill? Will he write?
Yeah, he totally will.
Okay.
He's faster at sign though, but if that is is your friend deaf as well?
My friend's not deaf. No, he just doesn't speak.
I can communicate for Nim and tell you what he is saying. If none of you read sign.
Sadly, no. I wish.
Well, let the questioning begin.
Nim. Hi, I'm Soma, the guild master. I just wanted to first ask you, was the bird your creation?
He shakes his head, yes, says, I think you know what that means.
Pretty cool invention. Did you let it at us unpurposely, or it wasn't an accident?
He thinks for a minute, and then he makes some hand gestures. He says, Nim says that he is trying to make a friend.
That's sad.
She seems unamused.
I'm sorry to hear that you were trying to create a friend. Maybe after this, if we have some stuff explained, we can hang out more. I know how it is to be sometimes alone.
She's so nice.
Yeah, looking over to Valletta, she seems really, she seems pretty stern in this moment. And talk about hanging out with him later, her eyebrows kind of raise a little bit, like, we'll see.
I wanted to ask you, Nim, have you been out recently?
Shakes his head and then sort of like moves over and tries to point out the door, but can't get past Valletta. She's like, yes, I can tell them, Nim. He cannot, as I told you before, he cannot leave the facility. The source of his magic is close by. Nim has never been out of the temple.
Nim, have you created a friend that maybe has ran away from you?
He puts his hand on his head and he seems to be like freaking out a little bit, and he's like looking for a place to hide immediately. So, Nim, no, answer her, Nim. Answer. Make a charisma persuasion check.
While they're conversing, Fung is going to be writing this down. He's going to be noting this down.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, we see you. Right. Yeah, he immediately falls to his knees and has his hands on his head, and he's just shaking, and he's signing, I'm sorry. So, Nim, I can't, no, you're moving too fast. I know what you're saying, but it's not, you need to explain. And I'll go ahead and make the roll with advantage. Go ahead and roll once more.
Sure.
Okay,
well,
better.
That's a little better. Yeah.
Better. He gets past his panic attack. At which point, she just sort of rolls her eyes. She doesn't seem to have any empathy for Nim at all.
I feel sorry for him.
And he says, and he starts to speak, and she starts to illustrate it for you. And she says, and she seems angry the more he speaks. Says, Nim has been lonely. He's been trying to make friends, trying to make a companion, one that is like him. It seems as though he was successful, but before he could train it to stay, it ran away. Nim, are you serious? And he keeps going. Says, it was violent with him. It was uncontrollable. Nim, you should have came to me. So why? You are not supposed to build anything of this size without approval from the temple. You are a construct. And she's losing her temper. Do any of you want to make a charisma check with Valletta to get her to calm down?
Keeling?
Yeah.
Do you want to step in with your personality? Because you're much more nicer.
Hey, it's okay. Like, I mean... Hold on. Let me do this before I start talking.
Yeah, accidents happen.
Hey,
It's
good.
okay.
That's good.
Ooh,
So
hey,
60.
perfect.
It's okay. Like, let's not do blame first. Let's just get it all out there. We all make mistakes. We all feel lonely sometimes. Don't worry.
Yes, but it's different. Nim is... I'm sorry for losing my temper. Nim is a machine. He has been given the look and feel of personality, but I want you all to understand that it's not actually real. It's magic.
But it feels real, and magic is real.
Magic is real and it feels real, but this is not someone with a soul. This is a machine. One that has done something that it's not supposed to. The temple can get in a lot of trouble for this. Nim, and she looks at...
But that's why we're here. We'll help out, right? Right?
Yes, we're here to resolve the issue.
Looks to the rest of you and says, and then back to Nim. Nim, your creation very well may be suspect in a crime of murder. At which point Nim is just like, has hands on his head and doesn't know what to do. Says, you know what the penalty is for that, Nim. They will disassemble you.
No!
And says, unless that creature, what you made, Nim, is destroyed and all evidence of it taken away, unless we can erase this, the temple cannot guarantee his safety.
We can erase it. We can. I promise. We're really strong. Like, Master Soma over here is the strongest person I know. Like, she saved my life, and she saved, like, a bunch of farmers' lives, and then she saved the city's life a bunch of times, and then I heard she
Okay. If you look the adventuring type. I don't like to stereotype, but you definitely look around that kind. If you find this creature, if you can find it, this thing that Nim has made, this copy of himself, and you can destroy it, the temple will give you a generous under-the-table donation to your group for 500 gold pieces.
That will be appreciated.
Says, it is in everyone's best interest that this creature does not see the light of day. Nim seems a little disappointed about it. You can hear the gears. Nim, you know what you did. This thing that you made cannot survive, and it must be dealt with. If you were lonely, you should have came to me, but you didn't. You stay up here in your attic making your little inventions, and they cause too much problem. No, Nim, I cannot risk this happening again. I'm going to do it. We're taking away your tools. And he starts to like freak out a little bit. Says, Nim, I'm not budging on this. She looks at you, I'm not budging on this. You are not allowed to create anything more until this is dealt with. At which point, if it is dealt with and you are not found out, I may return them to you, depending, Nim, depending. My patience with you is running quite thin. For now, your tools are going to be taken away. And he looks and he's just like, he's completely defeated. And he's just like, you best hope that these individuals can find them, Nim. And Nim immediately looks up and he says, find them. And it says, what is it, Nim? Nim, where are you going? And he moves to the back of the chamber, and you watch him like go through a bunch of stuff, and he comes back with the weirdest looking device in his hand. And let me see if I can show this to you. If the game gives me a quick handout, that would be sick. If it did, it might not be a link. Give me 1 second. It might actually be in here. Please, 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 please. Yes! He shows you this. And he holds it out. Says, what is this? Another one of your inventions? Explain, Nim. And he starts to explain. She says, well, at least you're resourceful. It seems as though this is a device that will be able to find his Nimmelright. Apparently, Nim had planned to enlist adventurers, as it would be, those passing through the temple, to help him find his friend. He was in the midst of completing this and seems to have only a couple of tweaks left, at which point he immediately just does it like really quick, and you watch him move, and he moves with speed, and he's like, apparently it's done. And it says, the trigger is pulled, the umbrella on the top will apparently spin faster the closer you are to his creation. Well, Nim, you may very well have saved yourself the same way you had dug yourself into a hole by inventing. But I still hold true to my word. We are putting your tools away. And he shakes his head, but then comes to you, and you can see there's hope in his mechanical eyes as he hands you, like, please find my creation. Please save me. What do you guys do?
We'll try, Nim. This is pretty interesting.
And
yeah, no problem, Nim. We're the best.
He kind of like you complimented his invention, and he's like bringing out more, and it's just like junk. And it's just like stuff that doesn't even work, and he's like working on it, and then he kind of throws it over to the side. And she's like, Nim, no more tools. I'm going to be sending up some acolytes to take this stuff away. In the meantime, I'm going to keep an eye on you. I assume then you are all accepting this quest.
Of course, anything that could help us. Nim,
Well,
is there anything else that you can maybe tell us about this creation?
He says
Violence. Where does it might hide?
Yeah, he starts talking. He says it's probably scared, but I know it full well that the creature is incapable of fear. He says that it just exudes violence, as many things he creates does. Just a flaw in himself. Oh, Nim, stop it. Stop your pity party. And he says he doesn't have anything else to offer. He was unable to interact with the creature for longer than a day before it escaped this place. By the way, and she'll move over to a window, and the one window says, looks like we'll be boarding this up as well. And Nim looks defeated as that. Says, we cannot risk you getting, or any of your things getting outside, if you are allowed to make things in the future.
But you can't board up windows! How will we see outside?
He doesn't see. This is the magic that has been embedded in him, allows him the perception of sight.
Keeling, this is really sad, but for now I think it's a good punishment for what has happened. And if we can get this solved quickly, then maybe he will be able to see the outside once more.
Okay.
Let's do our best and
good luck to you, and remember 500 gold if this creature is taken off the streets without the sight of any guard or law enforcement.
Yes. Oh, and also the bird is still outside broken, so I'm not sure if you still want to take it.
Don't worry about that. Just another one of his trinkets. I'm not concerned. I'm more concerned about things that kill people with fireballs. All right. If that's the end of your guys' interactions there, you can come back to the courtyard in the Temple of Dawn. We can turn off this inquisitive music and back to the city ambience of Waterdeep Day. You have this device, and you have, I'm going to click some of this stuff off. I'm going to clear our our initiative so that if that ever comes up, I won't have to do that. You have this device in your hands, and before you lies a daunting task. I'm moving us over to the Waterdeep map. You have, I believe it's, let me count them. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wards of Waterdeep. It will take 1 day each to search that ward using the nimble right detector. It is your choice as a party where to start. There's 8 places you can go. There is the Sea Ward, the North Ward, and I'll ping these. We see the North Ward. I have a purple ping. Let me make it white so it's more visible. We have the North Ward, we have the Sea Ward, we have the Field Ward, the Castle Ward, the Trade Ward, the City of the Dead, the Dock Ward, and the Southern Ward. 8 wards in total, and you are, I mean, this is your biggest clue right now. Unless you guys have something else that you think that you want to do in the city, you can spend a day at a time searching each individual ward, and it's up to you guys which way you want to go. The destiny is yours.
Okay, so if I were on the run, I would hide in the fields.
I was actually thinking the same thing, because last time what we saw, he might have gone that way, but we were stopped by the guards.
Oh my gosh, we think so alike.
You guys want to go out into Undercliff? Outside
Young,
of
what
the
do
city?
you think? You weren't here when it happened, but maybe you have seen something, or maybe feel anything from Istis? I'm not getting anything right now.
Myself, can I do any kind of divination? I don't think so.
Religion.
You can make a religion check, and it's more, religion is based in, I believe, knowledge. It's you're not
Knowledge,
truly calling upon the god, you're calling upon your own wisdom, your own intelligence to remember the teachings of Istis, and try to apply them to the situation. Yeah, you're not actually connecting with your god.
Okay.
That takes real magic.
I can make a check.
Yeah, if you'd like to.
Do I get advantage because there's another one of my temple right next to me?
Yeah, I can join.
Yeah,
we can pool our wisdom together.
I'm totally cool with that.
All right.
Please do.
Ha!
Well, there's one. I didn't choose advantage.
Get the
So I'll
other.
roll the next one. Okay.
It's hard to attribute any kind of sort of religious teaching to this. Somebody running away. I mean, there are teachings of how to not do that, not run away and deal with your problems directly. There's when searching for someone, there's a lot of search. First, you must search within yourself to search out, and it's very like not actual methods. It's more spiritual. Nothing that would actually physically help you here.
Well, we tried. It's nice to have you here.
Yeah,
So-
the teachings of Istis would tell you just go look for him at the very end. Be like, well, start the search. Every big task starts at the bottom.
Yes, I think by killing Sing the fields, let's go there.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah. So, the rest of your day, you guys head out to the field. Are you going to the field ward? The field ward itself is actually in the city. The field ward is called the field ward because it is literally the most rundown, worst part of the city. This is where the poor collect. It is a ghetto. That is the field ward itself. If you guys want to actually head out to the fields in Undercliff, that could be an option. That's a big sweep, and might take a couple of days. I think searching Undercliff would take 3 days in itself. Any of the single wards would probably take a day. Remember, you have to be 500 feet for this thing to react or to spin. So you just start sitting there clicking it.
Why do they call this area the field ward?
Oh yeah, you guys are in the field ward. All right.
Yes.
Let's.
It has nothing to do with fields. Don't they know the way fields work? Like,
Some city folk might think that fields are for the weak and petty.
Yeah.
They don't really. Yes.
You
I'm
guys-
sorry.
You guys are surrounded by poverty. There are houses stacked on houses stacked on houses. They're all lurking forward. There is mud and shit in the street. There are broken carts. There are people without homes, just sort of sitting in broad daylight. It is spring, so there's plenty of water, plenty of muck from the melt, plenty of people just with that smeared on them. You're in the absolute poor. You are in a section of the city that doesn't even, I know this doesn't show altitude, but it clings to the side of the cliff face that is the plateau that Waterdeep rests on. It is a tacked on ward.
How is this even a field? There's not even grass anywhere.
You guys spend your day clicking that device, and you get weird looks from the homeless and the poor, just like wondering what you're doing as you're holding up this little umbrella, this device, and clicking it, and nothing's happening. You spend the whole day going up and down the main street of the field ward, and you get nothing, and you smell, and you sweat, and it's not a great experience. Day one was rough, and you got nothing. The field ward is apparently not where this individual, this puppet with no strings, is hiding. Where to on day 2?
The city sucks.
I'm sorry, Killing.
You went to the worst part of the city.
I
forgot. Have each of you roll a perception check and see how much money got taken out of your pocket.
Oh shit. I can't even...
man.
No, shoot.
I'm gonna say all my money is gone because anytime there was a beggar, I would have like handed money off.
Oh yeah,
as, like,
that
a
happened
naive
too.
Country folk, so I walked out broke.
All right. Oh man. Okay, so Soma and Fung, you're able to keep your eyes on your pockets, and you walk out of the ward missing probably like 2 or 3 silver pieces, or if you had only gold, at least 1 gold piece is gone. Depending on what you had on you, 1 of something would be out of there. So you would get rid of probably 1 coin. It would be the least expensive coin on you. Type
This
would
one?
would
No,
be,
it's not that one. I have a bronze.
yeah, would be stolen. Yeah, so a copper would be gone, and you
Okay.
can throw that into the bag in the sea.
I'm looking for the bag. I have this one thing. Where is the bag?
I will get you in-game gold a little bit later. If you're cool, just writing it down right now, Josh, is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Just remind me, and I'll give you the tokens.
The money's in the ocean. Okay.
Oh, I have money. Let me get rid of it.
Oh wow, all these tokens are. I'm just gonna use Soma as the party token.
Is the party
Oh
token?
no, that's just my lifestyle. Okay, cool. Never mind. I'm poor.
So
Good.
you guys were in the field ward. Kakunk. Yeah, where does day 2 take you guys?
I would suggest maybe the North Ward, thing to Troskal Alley.
Yeah.
What do you guys? Yeah.
You want to
Let's
start
go.
back at home?
Yes.
So
Yes,
yeah,
and at home we cleaned up probably.
yeah, you've come home. You come back to the manor, to the guild hall. At which point you could probably take the time to get a room, to maybe Martini's old room to Fung. Get him settled in, get him cleaned up along with the rest of you, having to spend a day in probably the sweatiest, smelliest, worst part of the city. You rest and wake up the next day, nimble right detector in hand, and you begin your search.
Fung, just so you know, in the room you slept in, there's like an unnecessary amount of sewer pipeline notes everywhere. Like, you can now find the toilet system of every town, city, sit, date in this area.
There's a big
Kinda looks
book.
at you, and raises an eyebrow.
What, her
Martina's
ghost?
hobby. No, when I'm showing him the room, I'm like,
Oh,
Martina
to Soma.
she found a new hobby in the sewers for some reason.
A lot of sewer work.
She was really into it, and she looked really happy, so I just let her do it.
You hear a mow behind you. Meow. a winged cat enter the room, a creature you've never seen the likes of before, Fung, as Moosh makes his way into the room. He wasn't allowed in before. It's been closed for so long, and he starts to rub himself up against everything that's in this chamber.
Fung pets the kitty.
All right, make a charisma check.
Oh, no.
Yay. We in charisma.
No.
I hate my charisma, too.
Moosh loves
not
you.
Bad.
Aww.
Moosh loves you.
Moosh has taste.
Moosh has taste.
Oh, I also show Fung
smell
later
like
in the
Soma.
tower. Oh, yeah.
Same temple.
Yes,
Oh,
so in the
okay.
tower, I made like a. I tell him Fung that, hey, I made this little temple in the tower, so when you need to pray, you can go up there for Istis.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the
Very
tower
good.
holds a temple of Istis. You can see there are other individuals that step by, and they'll nod. The adventuring type. Her guild seems to probably have about a dozen members right now. We probably see Pyre at a table. He says, as he pass by, say, "Oh, Solma, I am still working the upper class. I'll be available later. Who are you?" And he kind of looks over to Fung, and if you don't say anything, he'll go, "All right, I can take a hint."
He just gives him the typical respectful greeting.
Seems as though this is your brother or something. Well, in any case, I look forward to adventuring with you.
He gives Pyre a nod.
I may be an asshole later, I cannot confirm. Right now, I'm just in a very good mood. No, he's playing a pretty nice character. I'm just expecting
I love it.
I was expecting Tom deals out the sass. He's a sassy boy.
Nice.
So,
We have one of those too, so I understand.
day 2, you guys choose the North Ward. Let's change the music up.
Dum dum. The Pink Panther. Now we're gonna find a pink diamond. It's gonna take a twist.
Pink diamond would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way through the morning with no luck, and you shift your way further down, getting a little bit further and further away from your home. And as you do, you're in parts of the North Ward that have been sort of warded off just from the explosion recently happening. They don't want a whole lot of foot traffic in the area, as there are still investigators sort of around. You probably keep the device hidden anytime you see guards, just like, oh, turn the other way pretty well. And you start to make your way further and further and south in the North Ward. Well, actually, let me confirm this, because I might have. Yeah. You go. You move. You start to move. You start to move east. The shadow of the Sword Maiden. The gigantic, if you recall, I've brought them up a couple times, Waterdeep is host to these massive statues. Waterdeep from a distance literally looks like the city that's being trampled on by Colossus. The Sword Maiden, a completely armored and shielded woman in a battle stance frozen this way, is sort of arched and casts her shadow quite well like a time clock across the North Ward. She is located, because I've never shown you guys the Sword Maiden, but this is the Colossi, the frozen stone Colossi that dominates the North Ward, that you would see easily any day out of any of the windows of Troll Skull Alley that face in that direction. So it's right here, if you guys can see on the map. You start to head east, and when you make it down Wahilgond Way, the minute you step on this road, you click, and it turns.
It did something. It did something.
And then you start to head further east. As you sweep, you click, it turns twice. The further east you go, the faster it begins to turn.
Which street are we on right now?
You stepped out onto Wahilgond Way and onto Sheridron Street. The wheel starts to spin extreme. Oh, I'm pinging him right here. That's right next to Troll Skull Alley.
Okay,
see my ping?
I see it.
Ping, ping. Sheridan Street.
Keep pinging. Hold on, I can't find you. Keep pinging.
Oh, I'm pinging in the wrong spot. I'm pinging in the wrong spot.
I don't
Sorry.
see it at all.
Right
Oh, okay. Now I know where we are. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You make your way down the street. It starts to slow down, and and then you start backstepping, and you finally hone it down to a single building, and it is spinning as fast as it can, making that little sound. And it's essentially directing you straight towards this this house. Let me get you here. So it is a villa. You see what looks to be a noble's mansion. Smaller, but it's tucked in here. The streets around the villa definitely have pedestrians and coaches traveling along them at all hours, though traffic is definitely heavier during the day. It's probably heaviest right now. The estate is enclosed by a 12-foot high stone wall that requires I'm not gonna. I almost read rules. That requires a DC saving. No. Yeah, it's yeah. You see, it's completely surrounded by this wall, and it has some gates that are sort of locked right in front of it. I'm going to throw you guys onto a map.
Ooh. Ah, we got a map.
Yeah, you got a map. Oh, the D&D player sirens should be going off in your head right now.
They were the second you said we found it, so.
I'm actually
We're gonna be attacked. Yay.
I'm actually going to kill this, because I don't want that. What does my dynamic lighting look like? Okay. It is... Oh, I redrew it. Oh, no. Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys.
What
Shame.
time of day do we stumble on this?
Oh, no, I fucked this up. I'm gonna have to send this over. It's afternoon. I'm going to have to just really quick get a new one, because I didn't finish building this. I never found time as I was building my own. I'm just going to delete it. That's not a lot of work I'm losing there, and I have to just I'm so sorry. I had to transmog over the same map from my other game. Oh, it just has to load. Please load. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, because I had tried to put a cooler map for this place down, but they're very involved making new maps in this thing. Yeah, let me.
Fancy.
Yeah, I know.
Are we on the road out front of it?
You are on the road out front of it. Absolutely. Here we go. Just gonna use the map. Excuse the map God gave me, which is the God being Christopher Perkins, the writer of this adventure.
Chris Perkins is the god.
Hail, Christopher.
Hail, Chris.
And Matt Mercer, he wrote this adventure too.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, yep. Matt was involved. I forgot about that.
All right,
Even
so
better.
we wouldn't have this person. And we can turn on. I'm gonna turn on the light because it's right now really dark. Sorry, I have to go into the mechanics here, guys. Apologies.
No problem.
Global elimination. Perfect. Cool. And I'm gonna throw you guys over here. So, you are met with a tall wall. There is a set of gates with a crest at the top of it, a fancy looking crest that, for some reason, I think the book did write what it was, but like I don't know where that single line of information is within all of this, so I'm gonna make up what this crest is. You see, I think what looks to be 2 mastiffs in the crest. They're illustrated well, and behind them looks to be a beating heart. In the illustration of this crest that hangs above the gate. It is a completely walled off compound, but you can see above the 12-foot high walls there are beautiful trees in spring blossom that arch their way over and cover the courtyard proper. You definitely know that there is a building inside of the estate, but there's definitely like a lot of like not courtyard, a lot of what's it called? Let me actually bust out There's a name for it. Let's bust down my sheet. Here we go. A yard of some sort, like a huge front yard. The gates are barred. You could be able to see through them if you want. How do you guys approach this? Stealthily? Do you just do you knock on the door? What do you guys do?
I'm hiding the thing so it doesn't like bring attention to.
Yeah, it only happens when you click, so you can easily just hide it. Yeah.
So to put it away, and I would casually like peek inside, like, like if you see something. The dog. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the puppy.
It's all good.
I just casually look in the fence, like, what is there?
Yeah, are you trying to be stealthy about it?
Maybe.
Make a stealth check.
Okay, I'm stealthily looking.
Can we see if the gates are manned? Are they guarded from here?
Right now they don't look to be guarded out here. There's no one out here.
So no one's posted outside.
No one's posted outside. No.
Okay.
Okay. I'm doing great today. My shiny gold head reflects into the mansion.
Yes.
Okay. Make a perception check as you peer inside of this yard.
12.
That's better than average.
The gates are definitely locked. You can see that there is a lock on them. The gates are locked. You see a well-tended yard. Large trees providing shade, and you can also spot through the trees a very large balcony attached, enclosed by an iron railing attached to the mansion proper near the back of the main entrance. You can see it's about 20 feet above ground level. This balcony, and you can see the mansion itself. It's quite exquisite and quite beautiful. There aren't a lot of windows though. It's all just sort of decorative stone and woodwork. You can also see further in the back what looks to be like a coach house of some sort, but it's very obscured by all the foliage. As this is happening, Fung and Neely, what are you guys doing?
Oh gosh, this is so exciting.
I have something for Solma, but I want to know what you guys are doing while she's looking through this door.
Okay, because I want to wait for her to give me the say.
Yeah.
Kind of go ahead, like, oh, captain, my captain situation. So I'm just like, but I'm super impatient. Oh god, this is so exciting. So like, I'm just like sitting behind her, like.
Okay, yeah, you're right there. What's Fung look like?
Saying with formation, we don't know what's on the inside, so I'm not going to try to scale the wall or anything weird like that.
Yeah, Solma's in front of the door. You guys are by the wall. So your save formation, Solma, as you look in, you're looking in, you're trying to analyze the area, and then you immediately, your heart sinks for a second, the way I think anyone would when you hear the dual growling of definite canines, and you look down and you see two mastives. Two massive dark black mastiffs, and they are just growling at you and approaching the gate. You can see the muscles, and then these huge creatures start to approach, and then as they approach and they growl at you and start to get close, what's your first instinct?
Well, you're not happy to see me.
And as you say that, immediately a figure just like pops into view. Like he didn't come up to the gate, he was following the wall. You see a cloaked groundskeeper, a man probably in his 40s or so, and he has this cloak over his head. He's got a huge broad like shoulder width, and he has a crossbow in his hand. You can see he's got a weapon at his side. He wears like thick leather armor, and he looks up and says, "Oi, piss off. What you doing at that gate? No visitors today."
I wanted to ask, what is this place?
He looks at you. Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Mm.
Persuasion, where? Oh, I -1, of course. 8. Being charming as ever.
Looks at you, he says,
Keep you and your jittering friend away from the gates.
he can see Keeling, but he can't spot from where he is. He can't spot because Keeling said she was right behind you. But he can't spot
Fung.
Fung. Could you put your name in the Roll20 thing for me, Josh? Be my best friend. Your display name.
You want me to change it? Okay.
Yeah, the display name in the gear, that helps me a lot because I can't see your token from here. And he'll just look at you and say,
I think you can find that out on your own.
and he looks up at the seal.
Maybe hit up a library or something. Now get the hell off this property and away from it. We don't like people peeking in on our business. Or I call the city guard.
Who are you talking to? Do you not know who she is? Do you not know? Oh, jeez.
Killing. It's fine.
His eyes widen and he just says,
I don't care who I'm talking to. You get the hell out of here.
make a perception check, all of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Perception. 12. Why do I like the 12s today?
I
What's
don't know.
wrong with me?
You're going
Come
full
on.
12.
I usually roll 8s.
Uh,
Can't explain it.
he's right in my face. I can't see because he is so in my face.
Fang and Keeling, you both hear something from beyond in the yard. It echoes past from the estate. You hear the sound of metal clinging against metal and like a yell of some sort. And this individual hears it as well. And as he looks at you, you too, because you are invisible, or no, he looks at, he can see kneeling, catching that sound. It echoes its way over, and he immediately shoves his way towards the gate, his dogs with him on either side, getting up and barking and growling. He slams, just
Get the hell out of here!
Who are you hiding?
and he'll look at you, he says,
If you don't leave, I'll open this gate and you'll regret it.
With my perception, do I recognize the sound of that
it's
metal?
combat.
Okay.
Definitely. I don't know if kneeling can get that, but you can.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna. You've got literally one round to get out of here before he pops open that gate and is not nice to you.
Do we want to come back, or do we just want to fight right now?
Oh, Captain, my captain, I'm following you to the death.
Oh, great. I love it. Fung? I look at Fung.
He would
Options.
shake his head calmly.
Okay. We'll leave right now.
You're
Thank
lucky.
you.
You're lucky.
You're the lucky ones.
No, you're the lucky one.
I'm calling the city guard anyway, making sure you don't come back.
Yeah, I'm calling the city guard because you're not nice.
We walk
Yeah.
away.
They stay near the gates. Yeah, you guys walk away. What do you guys do? You probably hear another bang or clang or something come from the house. There's
Maybe
this
you
12-foot wall.
I can levitate myself, or any of you, maybe.
You could. You could.
We can try it. But let's go maybe somewhere where we can be spotted, or do you want to do this when it's darker? Or maybe this whole thing will escape by then? Options.
You can hear him call away the dogs.
It's probably not a good idea to scale the wall until it's either darker or we know we're not going to be seen
Yeah.
at a good angle.
This is Cain, Abel, come on.
And he calls the dogs away.
Cain and Abel. Nice.
Maybe we could, for now, until it gets darker, go ask around to see what this place is, get some information about it, how long
Yeah, you could.
it's had been, who owns this.
But what
We're
about
gonna be asking around.
What about the fighting now? What's going on?
Keeling, it would not be wise by people and putting a bad name to the guild as well as to our family.
You know that breaking into here is a crime.
And we did that before with my friends and my sibling, and wait foolishly. So let's maybe observe our space, see what we're dealing with, and then take action.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the device is still spinning near this place.
But yes, our friend is in there, and I don't know if they're hiding it.
So what do you guys do? You guys want to search around for information about this place, what it is?
I'm gonna take a piece of parchment out and a quill. I'm gonna the crest. I'm gonna copy it down onto a piece of paper.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Do you guys just want to ask around in the street? It's only the afternoon. People are out and about. You could totally ask some questions of people who look like they're maybe neighbors coming into home. You don't hear any more. The sounds of like any kind of combat stop. Probably within the pretty quickly actually. Those are probably the only two you hear. The two that you heard. Let's do some Waterdeep day because you guys are out and about. Yeah, you guys looking for just quizzing people, asking them if they know anything about this?
Yes.
Yeah,
as
make
much
a group investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. Let it be oh, nice. 21. Okay, 16.
Very good. 16. We only need one from...
Come on, Keeling.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, Keeling. We can do it.
Maybe 25.
Give us a 3. Give us a third one.
Investigation.
Hey, all right. 16's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you probably get somebody from around here. Who probably lives down the street and just says, "Hey, well, that's the crest of the Growlhound estate."
Of the groundhog. Groundhog?
No. The Growlhound.
Growlhound. Okay, growl.
Growlhound.
I'm not from here. so-
Gralhund. Growlhound.
Okay.
Not hound. Hound.
Did you have business with them, or perhaps, they would know? This person would probably know the names of the leaders of the state here. Let me just find this. Here we go.
Kristen, don't abuse your husband. And I say hi to Brendan.
Are you
Michaela says fuck off.
Are you friends of Lady Yalha?
Do I
Yes!
know? Okay.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Make a deception check.
Shoot.
Oh, yeah. Can't get away with that one.
Can't just take my word for it.
I was gonna just ask, like, do I know?
Well, hey, I'm a better deceiver than I am noticer. Ooh.
Nice.
He goes, she has been on that new political campaign, so I imagine she's looking for people to help her facilitate her. He looks you up and down. Well, facilitate some of her rallies. Imagine you are hired muscle then?
Yes!
The state is right over there, though. The gate doesn't normally open to anyone without an appointment. Got a real nasty groundskeeper named Herv. He's not great.
Herb?
Yes, his
Sounds
dogs.
like the name of a jerk.
His dogs have been a problem before. They bark late at night for whatever reason, waking up half the villa.
Well, are they bored? Maybe you should let them run free. Like, run
It's his
around.
own
It's not
business.
like they're meant to be cooped up.
I imagine whatever he does to those dogs is his business. He's imagine a cruel master, but I'm not here to judge. It's right over there if you're looking for it.
Yeah. Sorry, just Michaela had an idea of Selma just picking up Moosh at night.
Oh no! Poor
Yeah, son of a
Moosh.
cat.
Oh,
Sorry.
He says,
That's mean.
He'll say, "Did you have? Is there anything else that you needed? I do need to get home."
Oh!
Is it only the main gate? Is there any way can like the other entrances? Because he was there and he
imagine
wasn't
you
really.
Try knocking the door at the stables.
Entrance.
There's a door to the stables in the alley on the opposite way. You could try knocking on the door, but unless the stable boy is there and not out and about during the day.
That was silly, and I turned to Fung, and I'm like, see, like We just had the map wrong. The stables are over here.
I'm sure there's a servant's door back there as well, but it would be quite improper for you to knock on that. I'd suggest not doing so.
I'm gonna start drawing a layout, like a makeshift layout of the estate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we would never knock on the servants. No, we needed to get to the stables and got lost. We're new. We're new.
Oh, well, I think that makes sense. Your deception carries over. I imagine they would have you meet in the stables. Yes, not inside their home. No offense to you. You don't dress the part.
No. What?
It says I'm sorry. It says I do need to be getting home.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You probably catch from a couple other people with your guys' group investigation check. Oh, the Growlhuns? Kind of keep to themselves, most I know. And then one person will probably say, "Oh no, I know the lord of that place. What was his name again? He's always out playing what's it called? Three Dragon Ante at one of the more sophisticated bars in town. I've seen him go back and forth. Usually carries a bunch of servants with him. Believe he goes by the name of Orund.
Orund.
But don't let anybody tell you this. The wife's the one who wears the pants in that relationship.
Yeah. The three dragon. What?
Three Dragon Ante. You never played Three Dragon Ante? All I'm saying is Orland's a bit of a gambler. Says, I need to get my cart through here. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Bye. Nice to meet you.
These are just things you guys are catching as the people go by. Or to because everybody's got something to do in Waterdeep, so when you stop people, they usually want to keep moving. Nobody stays in the streets too long, especially with these gang wars. Especially with the recent effects of the gang wars within this 10-day, the explosion in the alley. People don't want to stick around outside too long. You also notice, probably easily enough, in the North Ward, and this probably affects some other wards, a lot of delis and diners and cafes. No one's in them. Nobody. They're seeing some rough business with that recent explosion. People don't want to die.
Yeah.
So you've learned some information. There is more than one back door into this place. What do you guys do?
Do we want to check the stables?
Yeah, horses like me.
Oh. What?
Horses like me.
Okay. Then
At
lead
least
the
I got
way.
horses. I had two. His name was Oreo. I don't even know what Oreos are in this world, but its name was Oreo because it was black and white. Okay, hi.
I'm so sorry, I didn't hear.
Anyway,
I
you were way ahead of your
I know
time.
horses. Don't worry. We can pretend to be stable boys because I had horses and cows and chickens.
The individual you did talk to, because you guys rolled really well, did say that the stable boy would be the only one to let you in, and he only he's only there at night. He said that he sees the stable boy go out like most servants, and they don't come back until night. Probably collecting things for the horses.
Maybe
we could go at night.
We probably. It's our best bet.
Take care of the horses.
You guys heading to that
We
back
want to
alley?
go and wait somewhere. Yeah.
All right.
If everybody agrees, I don't want to be
Oh, heck yeah.
the leader.
Of course.
I'm usually not the person who speaks a lot. This is new to me.
All right, I'm lagged.
Yeah.
Everybody look away. I'm going to accidentally drop you guys in a place you cannot be. Do not look at the screen.
Okay. Okay.
Do not look at the screen. All right, okay, good. Now you can look at the screen. I lagged for me. It wouldn't let me drag you guys over. I didn't want to ruin the dungeon for you. Quote-unquote dungeon.
So we know it's a dungeon.
You can see, and you guys should be able to see right now. I can't currently see because I have
I
full light on.
see.
Yep, you see. So
darkness.
there is. Oh, you see darkness?
Oh, there it is. No. Now I scrolled down.
Yeah.
Go down, yeah.
You guys head down this back alley where there's probably a little bit less traffic, but still definitely people going back and forth who can see you easily enough. The traffic is just not quite as heavy as the front gate. Here is the stable door, and then you can easily see the very, very small... Oh, I have the white. Let me turn off the color white here. Boom. Here is the stable door, and over here is the very, very small servant door in the back of the building. You do not see anybody going in and out. You don't hear anything.
So it's completely quiet back here.
Yep, still 12. This is a 12-foot wall right here. Completely quiet. Yep, you can still see the shrubbery coming over the wall.
Do we hear any noise on the inside of the wall from us?
No,
I
not...
pull out the toy to see if it spins again.
It's spinning even
Yep.
faster back here.
He's definitely here. Hey, Keeling, maybe you should knock. You have a friendly face.
Okay, I can do this, boss. Okay, master. Okay, lady,
Oh.
captain, ma'am. Okay. And I knock.
Yeah, you can see that there is a lock on the stable door. There's definitely a knock. Are you knocking on the stable?
Yes, just very fast, like really excited knocks.
It's quite sturdy. It's well built. Everything here is very well built. The lock is quite hefty. Probably newer. And it no answer. It will come to you. 5 minutes
Can I
go
open
by.
Can I open the door?
It's locked. There's a big old lock on it. These heavy doors.
I can shatter the lock.
You could,
Yes,
and at
but-
which point you would make a ton of sound.
Shh, God, shush! I didn't ask God.
You know that would draw immediate attention to you.
There's people around us killing, and maybe let's see if we can do it maybe first quietly.
Oh,
And if worse comes to show, you can distract.
that's a good idea. Okay.
I'm almost just thinking, like, why could Martina be so cooperative? Like, I love you, sister, but why?
God.
Okay.
What do we
I
see?
can-
What do we see
if
around
I-
us? Anything?
I could create an earthquake that could shake it open.
Also would draw attention, but it's up to you. I'm just letting you know because this is knowledge you have. Around you, you see a single alley. It's not nearly as it's an alley. It's not a main road like it is in the front door. And there are people who step by. You probably get a couple eyes, but they assume that you're just waiting on somebody, a servant, or no one's willing to ask. But you get people who go by. Once in a while, you'll probably see a guard. But your luck, Timora, seems to be on your side as they never turn down this alley. They just sort of nervously, I think we see in the peripherals of you like a guard retinue go by, and you're all just kind of like, you like touch over there, and it just goes by on like a road further down, and they cross a parallel, not parallel, but like the other one. So yeah, around you is, I mean, it's a beautiful wall. Like there are buildings by your back that hold other villas that are beautiful. The Northward is known for holding a lot of nobility, and you are in a very noble area. So like there's gas lamps that are like, super nice and intact. Even this alley is well kept. Yeah. Sweeped. There's no horse poo.
Crates anywhere stacked.
No, not on the alley. No.
Pretty cool. Is it clean? Or is it
It's
dirty?
clean. I mean, if there probably would be crates out here, I imagine, just sort of hanging out. But I mean, looking at them, they're empty. I mean, they're not going to leave any resources outside of the villa.
I have a question because Young wasn't. I was
What's that? You cut out.
sorry. So Martina, yes, she knew about the sewer system and everything.
Yeah.
After she died, I hang out in her, looking at papers and everything. Do I know if there's like a sewer going underneath the villa?
I mean, you personally haven't gone through your sister's papers. I don't know if you have, but I don't know if you have. Yeah, that was a Martina thing.
We could return too. We can always come back later
You could always come back later.
after we do some more either investigating or whatever.
Will the guy be here? The puppet?
Maybe somebody could fetch. and come
There
back.
is the risk that it might not be here when you come back.
Yeah.
I can't
How
tell
long
you
of a
guys.
walk is it back home?
Probably 10 minutes. It's really close to where you live.
Someone wants to go look or grab notes? I mean, if it's only 10 minutes away.
I
then-
know the guy said not to, but we could always try the servants' entrance.
Let's try that. Maybe
do-
not. Okay.
Do make a you've lived in Waterdeep, right, Keeling?
I've lived outside of Waterdeep, so I know some things about the city, but I've
Make
lived
a
like
history check.
farmland. History. I did not study at all.
It's a door. It's a door. Doors are for going in. What do? Do you step up and try to knock on it? Do you try to open it? What do you do?
I'm gonna try to open it again. Like
Yeah. You can definitely tell this door is braced on the other side. It would take a hefty amount of force to open this door.
Thunderclap?
You have every spell to make noise.
Boy.
Oh my goodness.
I'm proficient at wood carver's tools. Can I carve and just push the door?
To get this door open is going to be a physical thing. They definitely security is a popular thing amongst nobility. There doesn't seem to be any hinges on this side. They're well secured doors.
Maybe we can talk to Herv and talk about how he's so rude.
Another thing to remind you guys of that individual you did catch in the street. Probably the best thing your investigation gave you is the guy did speak of the stable boy. He spoke of the stable boy and said that he does come back at night.
Oh, I thought we waited till night before we tried to open the door.
Is this night? Are we at night?
I thought we were. I was so confused.
I mean, if we are, then great.
Okay, let's just imagine what we're sitting down just waiting for nightfall.
I thought we were at night this entire time. I'm like, where the shit is the stable boy?
Meditating.
I didn't know that. You knock on the. You go back to. We see you knocking on the door. You're trying the servant's door, and as you're trying the servant's door, you hear. You're like, oh man, it's completely blocked. You hear. You say, "Can I help you?"
Yeah. Hi.
As you get closer, he starts to get close to shutting it. But he
Hey.
Oh, I'm not allowed to let anyone in.
Oh, I was here, because they thought you needed help with the horses, and Herv was mentioning you, and yeah.
Make a deception check. Do you guys try to back her up?
Sure.
How do you do so?
I didn't hear anything, but sure. Sorry, one more time, Kristen.
We were sent here by Herv to help him out because he's so busy. So much work.
Yeah.
And horses are a lot of work, and you do a great job, but they thought you needed
the dogs need training, much more better control.
Yes,
they need to calm down. They've been an issue around the area, and we need to.
And we're
Herb
animal trainers.
He says Herb set?
Yes.
Make a deception check with advantage.
With advantage, there you go. Do it.
Okay, let's
go,
do
Kristen.
This thing. Deception!
17.
Okay.
He looks down. He says, "Finally, all right. You've been okayed and everything with the Lord and the Lady."
With Yala, of course, and Sir. Yep. We talked before, and we are here to deal with the issue.
He was playing 3 Dragon Ante at the time, but it's okay.
Make a persuasion check. Because this is you deceived him, right? But now you're trying to perceive him to be like, we're
deeper.
Do we have inspiration today?
You all do, yeah.
Okay.
You all have one inspiration. He'll just say, I am really tired. I just got back with this new stuff. If you are the new workers, I didn't think you'd be coming for a couple of, at least until next year. Okay, and he opens the door and he says, I'm Ike, by the way.
Hi, Ike.
Yeah, Ike, we know. We were told your name, Ike.
Mm-hmm. And he shakes
stable
his head.
Boy, or is he a servant?
He's a stable boy. He's a stable boy. You can see that this stone building contains a beautifully maintained coach and clean stables that house 4 beautiful, well-bred draft horses. And one jet black to seem to be that's the stud. That's the one that's probably worth the most. And you can see he's got like a gold-plated name. They all have names, but his is gold. The rest are in silver, and it says Maladar And that is an exquisite horse. But yeah, you see that beautiful coach as well. The wooden doors slide open, giving access to the street. The padlock has been undone from the other side, possibly a magical thing. You're not sure, but the boy has learned how to maintain. The larger, so there's this huge room, and you can see there is 2 doors. One door leading to oh yeah, let me put you guys in there.
Yeah, please.
Yep, I gotta get, his name's Aika, actually.
Aika?
Aika.
Aika.
I got you guys
Aika,
in there, and Aika actually has a token, so I'm gonna put him
IKEA.
right here. There is a door leading to the west, that has it has a window, a barred window that looks to open out into the yard, and there is a solid wooden door that leads deeper into the stables over here. Yeah, you can see that the horses are stabled twin together, and their nameplates are just sort of on each one. So so Maladar does share with one other. He'll say, I just got back with all these supplies. You're trained in cleaning horses?
Yes, I've been cleaning horses all my life. Like, no big deal. Oh my gosh, he's such a cool specimen. Like, how big is the area you let him run? How fast does he go? Holy cow. Is he well trained? Is he spooky?
He goes over to him with a smile. He's like, oh, Maladar? He's a really strong horse. I don't know how fast he goes. I don't know how often they take him out to the track. I'm not really allowed to go to those, but I hear he's pretty great. I mean, Lady Yala loves him.
Well, I can see why.
Well, the horses need to be cleaned, and the coach as well. I'm assuming that Herv will pay you like he pays me, and says he's on watch right now. He won't be back in until the morning, so best not to get on his bad side. They need to be cleaned before he comes in, before he comes back.
Yeah. What I saw of him, he seemed like a jerk.
Says, he's contemplating. He's like, maybe I should watch you guys clean the first time, just to make sure you guys do it right.
Okay, yeah, fine. Look, I know how to use this, and I know how to use that. It's okay. And I start going to town.
Make a performance check with disadvantage, because I don't think you've ever cleaned a horse.
What? She lived on a farm.
Oh, you lived on a farm. Oh shit.
Lived on a farm.
Yeah, make it with advantage.
Can I make an animal handling check?
Make an animal handling check with advantage.
Yes.
22. Nice. He'll just be like, he'll just watch you, and he takes a couple minutes. He's like, oh, okay. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm glad you're here. Maybe you can teach me.
Cool. No worries.
I've gotten whipped a few times for not getting the hard to reach parts. But if you could help me, I that would be great. He says, I think you've got this handled. I'm going to be pulling supplies in and out. I have to get. I'm sort of sorting things. He points over to Maladar's. Oh no, Maladar does have his own stable. He's right here. This is Maladar. The other horses are just are right here, and they're apparently on top of the freaking carriage. The carriage is in here. Okay, there's no space for it, but the carriage is in here. He's like, I'm gonna be moving those supplies I bought earlier today in and out, so I'll be checking in periodically.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I'll be here.
Just learn that word periodically. The Growhuns are teaching me. It's really nice of them. It's
a cool word. Wow. What does it mean?
I think it means like in rhythm. It says,
you're so smart.
I want to go to school to be a bard, but well, he just kind of looks. He says, I don't want to chat you up too much and get you in trouble. Herv's fired people before for less, and he's whipped me for even lesser still. Let's get to work.
Yeah. No, it's cool. Well, I'll see you in a little bit.
He's like, oh, I'll be in and out, and he's like every minute or so he's in and out. So he's around, and every time he comes in, he wants to talk to one of you. Like, oh, well, where are you from? Or, oh, you don't talk, and oh, you're really tall, and just like, can you grab that thing over there? And like, he's a little taskmaster. He's a little taskmaster.
Okay, so
what's the
at a
plan?
moment when he's gone. Okay, guys, So I kind of need to stay here, considering horses. But you two, I could find a reason for you two to get out, and then you can go search the place.
You could also knock this kid out or pay him money.
Why would we ever do that?
I'm just suggesting things to you.
We're not gonna knock a.
I know.
No,
That voice
forget
in
it.
the
No.
I'm just letting you know the
He deserves
possibilities.
better.
We also need to finish this task because I don't want him to get whipped by her.
Between the time he comes in and leaves, if Fung puts his ear up to the door to the yard, do I still hear combat or anything moving out there?
No.
Click
Nothing.
the thing when he's out.
You
I
do
click
not.
the thing.
You can make a perception check if you want.
Who, me?
No, the phone.
Oh sure. Yeah.
I just want to know if the metal friend is somewhere still in the area.
Nothing. You don't hear anything. I think you could hear the but what? No, something does disturb you. You don't hear anything, but you see what looks to be. Well, you think you spot a mastiff making the rounds in this area, this sort of hooked L area that kind of ducks deeper into like the like looking through. I'll show you. Right there. So that is what you can see looking out that door. But you see one of those mastiffs go by, but you're startled because it's no longer full formed. It's a shadow,
The fuck?
and it makes its way
Shadow.
smoothly around as it passes and goes around. It moves like smooth as silk. A shadow.
How
mastiff.
How fast is the rotation?
Oh, that they're going. Oh, that the boy is coming in and out?
No, the mastiff, the shadow,
Shadow.
whatever it is.
He's going by there every minute, same sort of time that you see Aika coming in and out. Like it's making the rounds. Like probably every like 2 or 3 minutes it passes by. And yeah, you assume that going in, and you could also see, going in this direction, it widens out. Just passing this area that you saw is going to be a stealth check. I think it knows.
Can I pull Selma over and point out what we can see and kind of show her the shade that moves by?
Yeah,
and then
I'll give you both the lay of the land here. This is what your
location of the doors also
you
up there.
see the mansion. You see the mansion proper. Over here, you see there are 2 doors leading into the mansion, both of which I don't believe they are locked. They don't look locked from here. Like there's no like padlock on them or anything. They look like what would be open to be able to go in and out. Yeah, absolutely. This one has a screen door on it, and there seems to be some like steam coming out. You assume maybe a kitchen. And like further up here there is the rest of the yard, and you can definitely see the shadows like corner of your peripheral eye like moving around. Like this is a watched area.
Haha.
So dicey.
I wish I had invisibility. Oh.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. As monks. Huh.
I mean,
Maybe
Ike as a
Maybe I can
child,
make
it won't be hard for you all to leave without him knowing, but the minute he comes back in and you're not there, he will probably freak out. So
Yes.
we'd have to get Keeling to like distract him or something.
Maybe tell that we're checking out the dogs or getting more supplies. I'm not sure what horse talk he can do because I don't know horses.
Yeah.
No worries, you can count on me. I'll make sure that he is not suspicious even a little bit.
Okay.
yeah, you want to distract him from seeing your friends slip out of here. Make a performance check.
God damn it, you like that check.
And you're performing, and it's very charisma based. You are trying to keep him distracted.
You have inspiration.
You have inspiration.
Yep, I'm inspiring this. I'm gonna roll again.
Inspiration. Can do it.
20.
Try that again.
Let it be 20.
Oh God! Oh.
Shoot!
Oh man, yeah, he won't
So
take.
bad.
He will. You try to distract him, but he is he's done his job for so long, and he's so afraid of the whippings that he's so attentive. And he's like even talking when he's in the other room, waiting for someone to respond to him. He's very attentive to you guys. He's also excitable that there are other people to work with. So you hear him just telling stories like, one time I almost got killed by Maladar. He almost trampled me, but I dodged out of the way, and I was kind of proud of myself in the moment, you know, trying to be that whole bard thing, dexterous, and just like, and he's, you cannot get a moment with this kid away from you unless you guys take a different approach. The Keeling distracting approach is not going to work.
What if the horses ran away and maybe they somehow broke because there was a rat and they're scared of rats?
That's possible.
I mean, Keeling has some spells, right? He can speak
Yeah.
a horse. Or
There's
two.
an earthquake and something.
Do you think you could scare these horses?
Look like an accident? I mean, natural causes.
Keeling?
Yes, I can totally do that.
What
Sorry,
could-
my dog is being naughty.
No, what would you like to try to do to scare these horses?
I am going to take
First of all,
some straw and hay
yeah.
and see if I can make it look like a snake. That might freak them out.
Oh, what are you using a spell for this, or?
I
No,
have my
just-
wind powers and maybe I can move the thing.
Just
Oh
straw,
boy, this is
hay,
rough,
and
guys.
wind.
This is rough. This is a reach.
the idea I came up with.
Okay, yeah. Give me a sleight of hand check from both of you.
Okay.
Oh god.
So not to be noticed by
19.
Nice.
Ah! Straw and hay.
This plan
I
fails
would've
as well, unfortunately. I
Shut down.
Aiko would immediately see it and just be like, "No, that's for them to eat." And he's just like, "You would want to give them." He's like, "If you want to give them fresh, I mean, they could use a little bit more." And he hands you more, and it does not work out. That is also a plan that's not going to happen. So far, you've spent 30 minutes with Aika.
Do you have a sleeping spell, Kristen? Or anything? No? Okay. I don't want to punch this kid. I can do that, but I don't want to do it.
The
I can
earthquake.
shatter his skull.
I don't think the earthquake makes sound. You could use it to try to scare the horses, but you got to get their stalls unlatched.
Oops.
Or they're currently hooked up to the. Actually, they're actually currently hooked up to the coach, which Aika is periodically cleaning. Periodically, his favorite word. And you could try to get one unhooked with a sleight of hand check if you guys wanted to try that. You are at suspicion level 5 with Aika.
The ultimate suspicion level.
Oh god.
Actually, I'll put you 10 out of. Who's got the highest charisma in the party?
Ha, Kristen.
I think I do.
What's your charisma
That
score?
would be.
I think I have a +2.
Oh, I have a
Okay,
8 and minus
cool.
1.
Nice. That is not a huge threshold, so he's about halfway up your suspicion level.
Surprisingly, my charisma save is pretty decent.
Yeah, he probably comes in a couple times and might spot you guys close to the door, and he's just like, you don't want to get too close. Herv's dogs are out. Come over here, there's work to do. Why are you over there? And he kind of like gets a little distracted.
I'm curious about the dogs. They're interesting.
He says, don't, I wouldn't mess with Cain and Abel. They're not right.
Okay, Cain and Abel. Oh boy,
I've
oh
been
boy.
bit before, and he shows his hand, and it's this huge scar.
Oh boy.
Sometimes Herb thinks it's funny to let them play with me.
Why do you still work here?
And he says, it's the only way I can make my family money. I mean, working for a noble's good pay.
What if you don't want to be beaten? You can work at our guild. Well, the guild that we're part of.
I think if I leave, I'll be in for more beatings. Oh, let's not talk about my personal life. He just says, well, let's just get the work done.
Yes.
With you
But
guys
no.
here, we might be able to get the whole stable clean.
Let's put our backs into it.
What'll we do once we get the stable clean? Like, take a break?
And he says, well, I imagine we'll be working until Herb comes in, and then he'll look at our work, and,
But if we get everything done,
Well, if we get everything done early, I usually go into my room and I work on my music.
Oh.
Oh my gosh! But we have so many hands here, and why don't you just do that now? It looks like we're almost done as it is.
He says, no, I still have chores to do. It usually doesn't happen until later in the night.
I got your chores. I got this. You already saw how I can clean an animal.
Persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh,
because of where the suspicion level is, or how you guys... If this fails, it goes up another point.
God damn it. I mean, gone damn it.
God damn it.
Come on. Are you kidding me?
He's just like...
I'm not trying to get you out of the room at all. I mean, what?
He's like, if I it's funny, it's almost like you're trying to get me to get in trouble. Listen. we should just get the work done. So that's also not working. Yeah, you guys are still at disadvantage with checks with him. What do you guys do?
Okay,
it's 45 minutes.
We need to knock this kid out, guys.
Oh, this is so against...
There's no roll for it either. This is a commoner. You can put him in the ground.
We'll make
my God.
it look like a horse kicked him in the face.
You want to try?
I'm not gonna cuss him. Shit.
Oh, I don't like hitting kids. I've been a teacher, and it's
He's probably like 14.
Oh no.
Oh my god, he's so hormonal, he'll hate himself.
I mean,
What do you guys do?
what else do we do?
You knock this kid out, man. Except I can't make that suggestion.
The unhook the horse earthquake is very difficult right now for that sleight of hand
I know,
check.
right? Little shit won't stop staring at us.
The DC is also raising with each suspicion level. He is at DC 17 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we leave and check another way. I mean, that's... Yeah.
How can we
Okay.
leave now? We've already messed
Yeah.
up his chores.
I'm giving you guys 1 minute to make a decision.
Ah, so much
Yep.
pressure! Who's heartless here?
None of us, actually.
No. Maybe.
Yo, we need to find a new way. This isn't gonna work.
I wish entering was here to put him to sleep with his loot. Why can't we have a heartless character today?
I mean, not to get into your head, but people's lives were taken. This could be worth more than this kid's self-esteem.
Okay.
It's up to you. I'm not gonna make you. I'm just saying, like, you're dealing with, like, you're on the edge of finding this thing that killed people.
Just gotta Vulcan neck pinch him and get on with it. So
Yeah, you could do like a move.
And move.
Like you're a monk. You could do a Vulcan neck monk, like take him out.
I
pain.
know how to do it. There's some like level pressure that we know.
Just pinch a shoulder. Yeah.
Yes, that's gonna happen. Okay.
We see him come in. He's like, whoa. He's like about to check on how you guys did on Maladar. He's like, whoa, Maladar, whoa. It's me. It's and he falls into the ground. And Maladar just whinnies, just once at it, and he's
Sorry,
unconscious on the ground.
I move him nicely to the side so he looks like he just fell asleep.
He is
on
asleep.
Yes.
What do you guys?
We could have done. Okay, now.
There's a
Let's-
door.
Let's wait for the dog.
Let's go.
Yeah, there are two doors over there, and one was what? Steam, you said? There's steam coming from it? So we can assume it's some kind of either furnace, boiler room, or kitchen.
I'll give you guys a full peek out the window. You're not technically out here, but just so you guys can see. There is this one looks to be a kitchen. It's got a screen door. There's some steam coming out of it. The door seems to be open on the inside, and there is a door. There's a door over here too. Solid wood. No window.
Can we see is there any light or movement underneath that door?
There is some light coming from this door for sure, where you can see through. There's light coming from, well, actually, yeah. There's no windows in this place. There's no windows, so the only place you can see light is there's a little bit of light coming from the kitchen door.
Movement there?
Movement? Nope.
Hmm.
Just make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Okay, 8. All right. Yep. You don't. You just see the light. There doesn't seem to be anybody in that room. It's dark. So it's like nobody's near the light. From where you are to over here is a stealth check. A group stealth check.
Let's stealthily go. Let's do it.
All right.
Group stealth check is in one person does stealth?
No, everybody
No,
does
we
it,
all-
and the majority of you have to succeed.
Damn it.
And you are trying to pass a mastiff.
Do you want to take inspiration?
You could. That would be your one inspiration.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Holy shit!
Or-
you guys
or-
keep up with
Or I don't need to because 2 out of 3 succeeded.
Do you guys want to lock this one in? Or do you want to use inspiration?
The 3 of these. Let me reroll mine.
Okay.
I'll reroll my stealth.
Let it be. Okay.
Yeah, you would have failed if you had locked that in.
Okay.
That was not enough to reach the passive perception of these shadow mastiffs. You guys are able to make it to the other side, and while you do, you also see the horrifying visage of Herv, the groundskeeper. You catch him for a second, but when he turns, he is not a man. He is a shadow. You can see his red eyes and the red eyes of the mastiffs. They do not see you as you move. All 3 of them are full pure shadow.
Why have they had
here.
no idea?
You have 2 doors and only a moment to choose because you know a mastiff will be here soon. So what door will it be?
That one.
Let's go.
Straight
Which is-
or right? Straight or right?
The one with the steam.
Okay. You guys step into the kitchen. I'm going to give my description, and this is going to be where we end the session, because it's the perfect spot to end it.
Okay.
Yeah, you step into a kitchen. Unlocked wooden door leads from the yard to the mason's kitchen, which is stocked with cookware and utensils. A large fireplace is used for cooking meals. You see, pooling in the corner of the room, blood. And as you turn away around the corner, you see a corpse on the floor.
Oh shoot.
A cook down like this in the ground, and blood is pooling into the room. This door over here is smashed open. This door is hanging on its hinges as well. There seems as though there's crap all over. There was a struggle. You can see that also some flour has fallen onto the floor, and there are multiple footsteps in the flour.
What size?
They look like big old boots. And that is where we are going to end our session for the evening, my friends. As you enter into Gralhund Villa, we'll have to have a pyre be right behind you as going past the knocked out kid when he comes back and into this room. I'm gonna have to write a catch up, or he'll need to watch this episode. Hopefully he will. And I don't know if we'll have Antrain. I know he's studying, but anybody else who comes in, we'll get him in where you guys are. Welcome to Gralhund Villa, guys. Welcome in.
I have theories. We took so long in this stable.
Good job making. Yeah, good job making.
We failed a bunch of checks. So
Yeah, lower up. Lower up. We'll see where it goes from here. I'm very excited to make our way through this villa together, guys. Yeah. Excellent. That went so well. You guys are killing it. You're cutting your way through chapter 3 really fast. I can't believe we got through all the. I can't believe you guys picked the North Ward. I was waiting for you to pick some other wards. So,
Logic, running around away.
Yeah. That's you guys. Yeah, it was pretty logical. I think that's a good that they put it there. The party that I watched went to literally every ward but this one. They were like pissed off and all the like other crap they had to deal with. It's just like, it was every day. It was just the field ward. Like bad news. Very, very cool. All right.
Wait, did they do the same ward like multiple days in a row? Like, oh, he might not be here now.
It's just every ward they went to was a bit of a slog. So we get our music, our ending music, and we see for the first time in a while our ending credits scene. That really cool like half of the screen is black, half the screen is colored, and we see your guys' silhouettes and your individual colors pop up. Of which we have some new people in the party that we haven't taught. Like Keeling, we hasn't got this either, and Fung, this is your first time here with us, Mr. Josh. What is the color of your... What is the color of the background in the credits screen where we see your name and everything as it sort of zooms by? And what does your, and this is going to Krista as well, what is, when we see you for just like the 5 seconds we do in the credits, what's the animation your silhouette does, and what part of you is colored? What part on you has a single color? So, whoever has an idea first, go for it.
Go ahead, Kristen. Yeah.
Okay, so the part of me that's colored is my green hair is colored, and
Yes.
and my scene is me like
It's green, yeah.
giving a confident stomp in the ground, and then there's like this little crack fissure that happens.
Yeah! Right down in the silhouette. This is a very Incredibles, by the way, too. So it's if you've watched that, yeah, it's super cool. For when that screen slides over and we get a new color, we get Fung. What does it look like?
It's a gold background.
Okay, yes.
And then his pose is animated, and he goes like this as the camera zooms in, and his tattoos light up.
Oh yes! Can you remind me of Solma's, just because I want to see?
Well, hers was related to Martina. So.
What is it now? What is it now? You're the guild master.
So it's still silver.
Yes.
That she is, but I think she is more like, anime. Like she has her staff. She like points like a leader, and then she turns it around to switch their staff around, and it just the scene like leadership.
And it swipes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so perfect. Yeah, and that is how we will close out our episode, guys. Very, very good. I'm going to say goodbye to chat, and then we can talk this a little bit before I have to go. Thank you to those who hung out with us in chat. Thank you to my... I can actually point this way now. Thank you to because we haven't set up my amazing cast of players. We were down a Tom, we were down in N-Train, but they're gonna get back in when they can. Tom, I think next week. N-Train in the near future, I hope. Be able to play with us. But thank you guys so much for just bringing it to the table tonight. Killer.
Thank you for bringing all of this. It's so much fun.
It's so fun.
I know. I was so excited about this. Very cool. Again, thank you to those who hung out in chat. If you were talking, so sorry that we don't talk back, but none of us look at it. We don't want to be distracted. We want to keep the show fun and make it fun for people watching it later down the road as well, so we don't get distracted by chat. You'll see my little disclaimer down there that says we don't talk in chat. Players, maybe, not me at all. Excellent. If you're watching this later in the VOD too, you're from the future. I'm from the past. We have this connection, you and I. It's amazing. And very, very good. The next time you'll see me, not tomorrow, I'm not streaming on Thursdays anymore. Friday night I will be playing some Paladins and some other cool games, possibly some Anthem, if I can get it to run. Maybe,
oh my
maybe
god,
not.
Anthem. Yes.
Anthem is
Sorry.
pretty sweet. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying it.
It was good.
Very cool. I think that's all. Wherever you are, friends in the world, morning, noon, or night, make it a great day. Have a good one, everyone. Night.
Bye.
Bye.